Welcome back to Veil of Night. I'm your host. Tonight, we travel to the heart of London. The Underground, or the Tube, is one of the oldest subway systems in the world. It's a maze of dark brick tunnels that stretch 4 miles. But not everything that enters those tunnels at night comes out the same. This story was sent to us by Liam, a former maintenance worker for the London Underground. This happened during his night shift at a closed station back in 2012. He's never shared this with his colleagues, fearing they'd think he'd lost his mind. Liam, we're listening. Working the night shift in the London Underground is a unique kind of silence. After the last train runs, the stations become hollow, echoing places. It was about 2:30 a.m. at the Bethnal Green station. My job was to inspect the track for cracks. I was alone that night. My partner had called in sick. I had my heavy flashlight and my radio, which was mostly static. That deep underground, he was walking along the tracks, about 200 yards into the tunnel, when I felt a sudden gust of wind. Now, wind in the tunnels usually means a train is coming, but at 2:30 a.m., there were no trains. Then, headed, a low, rhythmic hum. A train was approaching from the east. I stepped into a safety alcove in the tunnel wall, pressing my back against the cold bricks, a vintage style train, the kind we haven't used since the 70s, came rattling past. It didn't have any lights in the carriages. It was just a black shape moving through the blackered tunnel. But as the last carriage passed me, it slowed down, and it stopped. The door right in front of my alcove hissed open. Inside, the carriage was lit by a single, flickering yellow bulb. There was one person sitting there, a woman in a red coat. She was looking straight ahead, her hands folded neatly in her lap. She looked perfectly normal, except for one thing. Her skin was the color of gray ash. I should have stayed in the alcove. I should have kept my mouth shut, but I thought she was a passenger who had somehow gotten lost on a ghost train. "Ma'am," I called out, "this isn't a passenger train. You need to step out." She didn't turn her head, but she spoke. Her voice didn't sound like it came from her mouth. Sounded like it came from the speakers of the train. "The next station is nowhere," she said. 10. She slowly began to turn her head toward me. And I mean, slowly. I watched her neck twist further than a human neck should. When she finally faced me, I saw that she had no eyes, just empty, dark sockets that seemed to pull the light out of the air. The door slammed shut. The train screeched and accelerated with a speed no modern train could match. It vanished into the darkness in seconds. He stood there in the pitch black. My flashlight had died the moment she looked at me. I had to feel my way back to the station platform in total darkness, crying like a child. He quit my job the next day. I did some research later. I found out that during the Blitz in 1943, Bethnal Green station was used as an air raid shelter. One night, a panic broke out when people heard the sirens. 173 people were crushed to death in the stairwell. Many of them were women and children waiting for a safety that never came. The woman in the red coat. There's a famous photo from that era of a young teacher who died that night, wearing a bright red coat, waiting for her family to join her. CS. Still waiting. And every now and then, a train that shouldn't exist comes to pick up the passengers who never made it home. The underground is a place of many layers. Some of them are made of concrete, and some are made of memory. Liam still won't take the tube after dark, and honestly, after hearing this, I don't blame him. Have you ever seen something on your commute that you couldn't explain? A passenger who disappeared? A station that wasn't on the map? Send your stories to veilofnight13@gmail.com. Until next time, keep the lights on and stay safe.